right around the corner. Obviously, things like balance and changes are going to be a little lighter, which is going to lead us into the balance section. So if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So like you said, with SWC right around the corner, we want to continue to change things up and keep it fresh for our normal players, but also not blow it up for the SPL players.
Yeah.
We want there to be some meta changes. We just saw the Phase 3 playoffs, and a lot of teams punched their ticket to Worlds, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
And we want to just make sure that we have some adjustments based on things we saw leading up to Phase 3 playoffs in there. But don't expect anything earth-shattering. A lot of the big changes are going to be coming with, the Year 10 update,
of course,
which is where the big stuff happens. But still some buffs to get excited about, I think.
Yeah, it looks like we have a whole bunch of God buffs, actually. So, hey, let's just dive right into some of those God buffs. Looking like Onher taking the first run of things, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So Onher was doing too hot in terms of the stats. So as you'll see, there's a couple of little patterns in here between some underperformers and, of course, addressing some SPL concerns as well.
He deserves
so a little bit of both these things. Onher is one of those underperformers. So we just wanted to give him a little bit more safety when it comes to his play because, of course, he can be this aggressive character in the early game when he's able to do that really fun impale combo.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you also need to be able to be a little bit safer in the late game. So that's why we're scaling down that cooldown. So in the late game, you have a little bit more safety.
Or you can jump in more if you're me.
Either way.
More aggression. So aggro, being the person to say that, no surprise. Next up, looks like Ao Kwong, Wild Storm, getting a little bit of a buff as well.
Yeah, Lermy, I know this is one that she's always advocating for is Ao Kwong. I mean, Ao Kwong's seen some buffs, and we've certainly seen his numbers rise up to a better level as a result of some of those.
That's
but
a hot choice.
Still just a little bit underperforming. This is a god that we haven't seen a ton of this year, and the stats indicate could still use a tiny bit of help, but certainly wary of how many we've given him over the last few patches. So just got something a little small on Wild Storm for an ability that doesn't hit super hard and is your main clear ability for it to have a higher mana cost. What wasn't feeling very good. So just making it a little bit easier for Ao Kwong. Both in jungle and a favorite of mine, which is the tank solo Ao Kwong. So
I mean, how could it not
It's good
be?
stuff.
It's good stuff.
It is.
It's content at least. So next up, Kushalane buff, Barb Spear, Spear of Mortal Pain, both getting going on.
Yeah, so a little bit ago, we had a bit of a Bluestone meta, if you all can recall. And Kakalan is typically one of the proprietary frontrunners when it comes to dominating a Bluestone meta. And he just kind of wasn't there at all. And we were very surprised by that. So now that we've kind of gone away from that Bluestone meta, it's still a viable option, but it's not quite, tippity top. You're not seeing the Bluestone users quite up there anymore.
Yeah.
And, Kakalan, now that we're not in that central meta, he kind of deserves a little bit more because he
bring him
needs
back
a little
in
bit
the
of
meta,
obviously, because even when he was supposed to be the best, he just wasn't.
Wasn't quite the best.
A little bit of extra damage here and there. This will help him clear, help him feel a little bit better as he progresses through that laning phase. And then once he gets a little bit later on, he's going to be able to keep those advantages going forward to just make himself a little bit more present in those team fights when he's able to really use that rage passive to go off.
Sounds like a plan. Well, sounds good. Next up, I just like saying this one not because I'm a Hebo fan because it's fun, but a Hebo buff.
Yes.
So it looks like some general stuff being added to him, just little tweaks here and there.
Yeah, Hebo's one of those characters that, we've all been one-shot by him many times. Yeah. We've also done a lot of games where you can just bully him out of lane very easily because of his short range.
Yeah.
And so giving him some tools to deal with his short range a little bit better. A little bit more movement speed so that he can get in and out of fights a little bit better, get into his lethal range and staying out of the range of your skill shots.
Changes for
sure. And then because we know that he's going to inevitably get poked because he has to get so close to clear the wave, just giving him a little bit more base HP per level, just letting him get a little bit healthier throughout the game. So not massive changes there for Hebo, but just trying to make him feel a little bit better, a little bit more responsive in those little skirmishes as a short range mage with a lot of burst damage. Got to get in range in order to make it happen.
Another thing to kind of talk about here is Hebo does get played in the jungle, right? And we kind of want to lead into that unique feature of what he does. So we were thinking about different things that we could do, and we were like, well, why don't we just make him a little bit closer to that average assassin that you would see? And so
if your
assassins
audio
kind of
ever
have a little bit more
desyncs,
movement
you have to
speed,
reset your
a little bit more
Twitch.
health than your average mage does. So we were like, if he's going to play with this anyway, might as well give him a little bit of love.
You have to reset your Twitch page.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we love seeing are characters that people learn how to tech into different roles that they weren't initially designed for. So always cool to see some balances kind of help out with those attempts. So next up on the list, Heimdall also getting a buff. Looks like Piercing Sight's getting a little better. Yeah,
Piercing Sight, Heimdall,
that's a pretty significant
was very good at a pro level for a very long time.
Pretty significant.
Needed to receive a lot of shifts in order to try and compensate for that. And now that 9.5 has come and minions are a lot tankier and gods are a lot tankier.
That'll make a big diff.
Heimdall's early game in particular has felt very, very lackluster. So this isn't a massive buff towards the end. In fact, it's the exact same base damage once you get to rank 5. And this is the ability you max first on Heimdall most of the time. So
usually,
this isn't going to end up with a big late game damage spike for Heimdall.
Wow,
where we feel like
I didn't realize it, but you're right. That is a wild shirt.
He's falling behind a little bit.
That is a wild shirt.
Is very low, even for a
There's a lot going on.
So just trying to make sure that his level 1 buff clear.
There's like 9 patterns
on the wave is a little bit stronger. I think it'll make him feel a lot better.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just give him that little bit of edge in the early games that is a little more tolerable as you work towards that late game power spike. So nice. Next up, Jormungandr also getting a buff. Venomous Haze and Consuming Bellow both getting some tweaking.
Yeah, as one of our premier Guardian Soul Laners that just hasn't been there when Guardian Soul Laners have been around, we felt like he needed a little bit of help. And so one of the ways that we want to do that is just give him more tools in the laning phase, especially when you're playing around the blue buff, the enhanced blue buff especially. This will just help you use these abilities a little bit more often, get your pools ready to go especially, because that's what's going to really power you up when you've also using the Consuming Bellow to enhance your basic attacks, do all of that really fun stuff that you can do with Yorm. Having that at a lower cooldown, it's just going to give you that opportunity to do those fun interactions more often.
Cool, cool. Hey, Yorm fan here, so always happy to see the snake get some buffs, honestly. So next up, Neath, Unravel, and Backflip. Backflip.
No buffs so far that'll change anything crazy.
You're in there, like, I got Neath, don't worry, and then she's in the next continent. So.
Yeah, and you're slowed and you're taking damage.
Backflip changes that.
So Unravel already, I mean, we've added so much utility to this ability. And it's such a good trading tool now. You know, it steals health and attack speed and heals Neath by a good amount. So we're pretty happy with where Unravel is, but it's not up quite often enough. 1 second isn't going to make a massive difference because this ability is so swingy. We didn't want to put too much more strength into it in this way, but just making sure that she can more consistently heal off the wave, especially for those Neath players who aren't going for Devourer's Gauntlets or Aussie or other traditional Hunter lifesteal. And then Backflip, more of a just consistency change, making sure that this is properly going over all player-made walls. I think this interacts with Yamoja the most.
Yeah.
She's having trouble getting up and
already went over a lot of walls.
Now Neath can properly get out of the Yamoja.
It already went over most
That was the
walls.
one interaction that we saw the most, was getting a little bit caught up, so we wanted to make sure that yes, Neath is supposed to go over player-made walls,
she is.
And yes, she can now go over all of them.
Got it.
She was
always good
you
to have
can
that
already
consistency so that
backflip
you're
over
not
your
like,
mirror
come
wall.
on. So.
She was
Cool,
already
cool.
supposed to be
Next
able to
up, Tiamat, also getting
backflip
some buffs,
over
it looks
player-made walls. That was a change we made a long time ago, so it looks like
we
more of
saw
a bug fix
a
than
lot of
anything.
feedback about Tiamat after the last little
not
mage
a
buffing
really
patch.
neat
And
change. She was already
where's the
supposed to work
Tiamat
that
buff?
way.
Well, here it is. We've got it. Don't you worry. Tiamat still, after all of those item buffs that we thought were going to help her out a lot, didn't help her as much as we had assumed. So she deserves a little bit of help as well, and that's going to come from Primordial Onslaught. And though the numbers don't look like they're going up that much, right? But you got to remember, she's shooting several times with this thing, so that damage is multiplied by a significant amount. So even though it's only going up by 10 at max rank, you got to be thinking about those extra shots as well. So that's a pretty big buff at the end of the day.
So what you're saying is there's a lot of damage, and if you don't get the damage, it's a skill issue.
Or, surely there was something else going on, like your teammate maybe.
There was lag, honestly. The sun was in my eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Your dog barked, all that kind of stuff.
True.
Like, nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, your dog barks. You don't even own a dog, so it was just scary.
That would be scary, for sure. Yeah.
So one more buff we have going on here. It looks like Tsukuyomi also getting a buff, huh?
Yeah, Tsukuyomi, obviously has a lot of strength, and I think we all remember his unbelievable peak that he had among the assassins.
It's a big peak.
It has been a long time
in
since then.
forever,
It might not feel like it's been quite so long.
Yeah.
And so really wanting to put a little bit of strength back in Kusarigama, which when he was at that peak was super strong and received a ton of nerfs after that, and deservedly so. But we feel like for how interruptible this ability is and how easily you can get him out of it or make him miss it through using a movement skill, the final hit isn't quite rewarding enough in order to lock him out of what he's doing, basic attacking, using other abilities, all that kind of stuff. So just a little bit of base damage, a little bit of scaling. Again, the first 2 swings completely unaffected. It's just that final over the top hit, the one that stuns, making it a little bit more rewarding for him if he can finish the entire cast.
Got it. Well, cool. Well, that does it for that first little batch of buffs there, I guess, just all buffs for the gods. Next up, it looks like we're kind of having a nerf here. If you want to kind of talk about what the goal is for this nerf before we get into it.
Yeah, Mannequin Scepter. Look, like we said, we've been paying close attention to the SPL, and we've seen the Osiris's and the Erlongshens and the Gilgamesh, though Gilga doesn't usually go mannequins quite as much, start to pop up again. And we know that this is a hot level of discussion for the community. And we wanted to make sure we got in something before this Smite World Championship. But we also, mannequins outside of pro play, not exactly as popular as some of the other jungle starters. We still want it to be a viable option for the vast majority of our players. SPL players in particular are very good at using small advantages to create big advantages. Just small little advantages
so far, nothing,
can really blow up pretty quickly. And what Mannequins does for a lot of these SPL junglers is guarantee that if someone were to contest them on something like a mid harpy, a scorpion, a back camp, that they will win that trade because of the damage to gods and the attack speed reduction that they're putting on them. So we didn't want to hurt the jungle clear too much with Mannequins because of its already low popularity rate and not quite as consistent as a lot of those other jungle starters. But we did want to make sure that if you're picking Osiris and Erlong in the jungle at the Smite World Championship, it's not because Mannequins just guarantees you instant pressure automatically. At least in the god trades. If you can use those to outclear, I think that is very different. So we're changing Mannequins. Just damage to gods. It's damage just to minions is going to be completely the same. And this is just to Mannequin Scepter. This is not to Mannequin Mace or anything like that. Just targeting the early game of these warrior junglers in particular, really cutting that damage to gods in half,
that's a big
whereas minion damage is unchanged. So hopefully this doesn't feel too different for the vast majority of our players.
That's a big
and
damage
it's still a viable strategy if you want to use it for map pressure, not necessarily god on god pressure.
Not getting that one little bitty that like, all right, I won that trade, they're going to have to back early. That's the foothold that we need to, tilt the game in our favor type SPL play. So,
and I don't think that it's going to completely eliminate those strategies. And I don't think that that's necessarily what we're trying to do right now, but it is going to make them a little bit more targeted and not quite as free roll
half
as
flat
all right. Well, we have Osiris and Mannequins. We can't possibly lose every single fight. They'll still be good. Osiris Mannequin's still going to win a lot of trades.
Still going to be
but
there,
not quite as easily.
Not because of Mannequins per se.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna. We're back to skill again. So cool. Well, that's that section. Our next goal looks like it's just kind of some fine tuning to very specific gods as we get into. So I mean, go into it.
To the boy. Sorry, Lermy. I know I just ranted, but I gotta talk about my boy.
I mean, you got it right.
So Maui, finally debuted in SPL. We have not made any balance changes to Maui since he was released because we knew this was a character that took a lot of different thought processes.
I don't know how he's doing statistically.
Caused you to have to
I
look
feel like
at the game
Maui's really strong,
even as a support.
I wouldn't be surprised
and we wanted to
if he
see
wasn't
where he fell
well
among all levels of play. We were excited to see him be played in SPL, and even though he didn't have a positive win rate, and I'm upset with the people who lost on him, it was still really good to see him, and we think he performed pretty well. But we think that we can do some shifts to make him better, to feel better to play for everybody in Smite without putting too much more strength into his pro kit.
Sounds like
and in particular, actually taking some tools away from the pros who are very good at using the little stat advantages and, like I said, the small advantages. In order to put him in a more successful place for everybody without making him by default the best guardian in the game for SPL. And it's starting with the AO1 Master Fisherman. Maui's damage has been a little low across the board at all levels, so just giving that a little bit of base damage as you put points into it. A big one is that when you would start to charge this ability up, it would start 4 units away from you. So if you instantly tried to fire it, if someone was really close to you, they could still potentially miss because 4 units is very, very short. Now it's going to be starting at 25, so the range of his basic attacks. So you have the basic attack targeter up all the time. You know exactly how far the minimum range of your AO1 is going to be now. And we think that this is going to make this ability feel much snappier because Maui has a couple of long cast times in general. And adjusting the time it takes to reach max charge from 1.4 seconds to 1 second. So when you start to charge up to 1,
that's a pretty
it'll start
large
25
buff.
units away from you. And after 1 second,
that's
it will
the biggest
be
change
at
we've
that
seen
max
so far.
distance. So it'll be a little bit quicker. This has been a big difference maker in play testing and all that kind of stuff, and I think the players are going to really enjoy it. And then the other big one is Mystical Alua. This is the 2. This ability, obviously very unique for its movement capabilities and everything that it can provide there, but the stats were just a little bit too good at the top end that it was providing to the team, particularly the movement speed. So we wanted to bring the movement speed down a little bit, make sure that it's a little bit further away than an
kind of a
on-demand
buff.
sprint
Yeah.
for your entire
It's kind of a
team.
buff, honestly.
But the early ranks weren't very good, so I think that a lot of players weren't feeling the impact of this until the late game.
8%
then it
and
was
15
a little bit
protection
too
to level
impactful
1?
Once we got to that point.
That's
So
that's
kind of
big.
switching the range a little
That's
bit.
more important than the
from
late
4 to
game,
20
honestly. What's
to
up,
8 to
Zim?
16, so a lot more squished on movement speed. And then protections buff, the same sort of thing. 5 protections in the early game wasn't really feeling very impactful. And even the 25 in the late game wasn't really that impactful either. It was really the movement speed that people were ranking this for.
Yeah.
So now making the protections a little bit more consistent, going to 15 to 35. I think that this will make this ability feel a lot better for the vast majority of players to use and be hit by.
I would consider
at all
that
levels of
2
play,
straight buffs.
which I think will be a good thing. So hopefully
That's
Maui
just a buff
continues
to me.
to be a player at SWC and make
Yeah.
some cool plays. No bias, of course, from me.
No bias.
But also hopefully making him a little bit easier to execute for the vast majority of our players.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm looking forward to maybe seeing some in SWC. I mean, wouldn't that be Pog? So
Sure would be.
looks like that's not all, though. Looks like Ymir also having a few changes.
yeah.
Wouldn't that
Yep.
be
Ymir is one of
Pog,
the
Sandy?
top contested
Wouldn't
support
that?
picks in the SPL, which is honestly a little bit surprising because he doesn't do super well at all other levels of play. But that wall, man, that wall is the
Good.
troublemaker.
Playmaker.
It's pretty
Yep.
good. So what we're gonna do is shift around
That's
a couple of things with the wall.
That's
the
a-
lifetime
that's a
and the
nerf.
cooldown. So one of the most important things about the wall is how long it lasts, right? Because
But they
especially
gave it
against
an
characters
extra
that
half a
can over that
second at
wall,
level
you are
1.
blocking them out for
Huh.
a pretty significant amount of time. 6 seconds at
They
max
actually
rank
buffed it at
is
lower
a lot of the
ranks.
reason why some pro players will level this ability first is just because that 6 seconds is a whole lot of
Interesting.
time.
It's
Huge.
Yep.
It's so good in that regard. So
Interesting.
what we're gonna do is actually move it up a little bit in the
The
early
cooldown
game,
sucks.
but that also allows us to bring it down pretty significantly by 1.5 seconds in the late game. So overall, you're getting a lot less, but
It
that
is
also means that you
definitely
don't
a-
necessarily
it's
need to
definitely
rank
a
this up
nerf, but
as
it also
fast or as
shifts
immediately
his level
because you
order.
still have a pretty decent duration, a better duration
Yeah.
at rank 1 than you had
There's
before.
no way you
and
level
again,
wall
going
before your
to
other
the cooldown
abilities
as
now.
well. Putting
You
that
get
at the
1
13
point.
second flat will also kind of de-incentivize you,
You for
from
sure max
ranking this up
ulti and
first
freeze
because
first.
you're not
And
getting
then
any
maybe
more
even your
cooldown
2.
from ranking this. So you just got a lot before.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
want
for
to
sure.
He might be
not
4,
make
3,
that
2,
as
1 now.
much.
Exactly. Yeah, this is intended to be a nerf for Ymir. You know,
It sure is.
His pro play, not just the Phase 3 playoffs where he was the most winningest Guardian by a really good amount.
Yeah.
But also for a lot of Phase 3, he was very, very popular.
Yeah.
We still think that a second and a half nerf at the top end, going from 6 to 4.5, is a really big deal.
Yes.
But against the characters that die to Ymir Wall, they're probably still going to die to Ymir Wall.
Yeah.
The vast majority of the time. But making sure that it just wasn't as frustrating, as consistent, being able to cancel the wall, put it immediately on cooldown, that cooldown was kind of left over from when you couldn't cancel it. And
Yeah.
so you wanted to rank it up to get more walls more consistently. Now, if you throw a bad wall, you just press 1 again, and it goes back down, and it goes on cooldown immediately.
Yeah,
so you
so-
don't really need the cooldown to go down quite as low as it is currently. So that's why
Yeah.
we went the change on the cooldown as well.
Makes sense.
Exactly.
Cool stuff. Well, I believe that covers it for our balance.
that
Again,
change.
a little
Yeah,
bit
pretty
less
small-
balance. We still want to shake things
small
up, but
balance
not too
section.
much because we want
As
to
expected,
respect
what's
the
up,
SPL
Wade?
players and let them have
As
time to practice
expected.
what's good and get ready
never
for
get a
Worlds
big
because we
balance
are on
patch
the
in
way
December.
there.
Yep.
So,
So close.
next up, we're moving into some community news, which I'm super excited for, but I think it's better after this trailer.
Ready? Go!
More like ready DKO, am I right?
Oh, this fighting! It's great for my cardio.
Time to turn up the heat!
When I hit the ground, I turn it into powder.
Join Amir's Club!
I wanna break it off.
I've played it before, I just haven't played it on stream.
Maybe I'll try an invisible sword.
We technically have drops
But I
for
don't
this
see
game
the
as well.
point.
You can get the game for free, I think, by watching us stream it if we ever stream it.
Do you want to dance with death? As nice as a sharpened blade.
I'm already dead. What chance do you have? What did Zeus do to protect his daughter? Armor.
It's fun. It's pretty. It's actually pretty easy.
If you don't know what you just saw, you should. That is
pretty
DKO
easy.
Divine Knockout, a brand new game that just launched yesterday. So like brand new, not like, it's kind of new. So super excited about it. We've all been hyped about it over here. Obviously shares a universe with Smite. You know, obviously the gods of Smite are all about fighting. They went over to DKO to get into that real brawl aesthetic. So super excited about it. And we wanted to show that to y'all and let y'all know that if you're looking for the Founders Edition, you should get it because you'll also get Stormy Chibi Susanoo in Smite. So look at that. I absolutely love it. Super great skin. I love all the Chibi skins. Their faces are great. Plus
I
the
don't really
shark teeth.
understand the Chibi skin thing,
Super
'cause they're
adorable.
all
So,
amazing.
but yeah, this is available for anybody who gets a
already?
DKO Founders Edition. So purchase that, and whatever
Does it just
platform
mean
you purchase it
unlocking
on, this
Susanoo?
skin will belong to your Smite account of the same platform. So again, we're super excited
like
for the
already
launch
all
of
cheap
DKO.
fights.
You should definitely try it out. I know I was playing rounds literally last night, and I don't know, man.
It's funny you mentioned that, Danny, because I was
it's
also
a
playing
Smite
some
skin.
DKO last night.
That
and
makes
I
more sense.
Just so happened
That
to
makes more
stumble into a
sense.
match against Lermy Wormy,
There we
Chaos,
go.
and I embarrassed them.
You embarrassed them?
I
Okay,
embarrassed
it
them.
went to 5. Thank you very much, and we only
And
lost
did
by
you
10 points on
Did you
oddball.
end up positive, Lermy? I couldn't remember.
You know, I don't know what my
I have a
stats are,
screenshot
to
if
be
you need
honest.
to see it because she didn't end up positive, by the way. And also, I did. And I was Hercules and she was Hercules.
I was Tim the Tap Man. Thank you.
I was also Tim the Tatman. But either way, it was a really dominating performance. Shout out to Baskin and Meerkat, my teammates.
Shout out.
It was a big win.
What can I say?
I haven't cared
Chaos
about winning a
washed.
game that much. When did I retire from competitive Smite? Season 2? Season 3. Yes, in Season 3. I have not cared about winning a game that much in Season 3.
I guess this is
And it feels
payback
good.
for all those playtests, huh?
It is. It very much is, yes.
The shade is unreal. So, all right, cool. So, yeah, if there's
It's really fun.
There's your testimony.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
super fun. So make sure you check it out. It's on like
At
a
least
lot
it's
of
super
platforms.
fun.
Just go to
As long
Twitter
as
at
Dandy
DKO
thinks
Game
that
and
it's
check it
super
out. Super
fun, then
exciting.
I'm ready.
Another thing that I wanted to shout out is cosplay contest. So make sure that y'all have eyes on this. The deadlines are approaching rapidly. I know the online deadline is December 19th. There's a blog for it you can check out, but make sure we have the judges locked in. We've got the prize pool, so just if you want to cosplay and you want to show up and show out with all your cool costumes and your incredible talent, make sure to get in before it closes because it will be closing soon. And again, you can see your judges on the screen. So that does it for event-based news. How about SPL news? Y'all already know this. We're on the road to World. We're getting there. It's getting closer and closer every day. I mean, shoot. We're
Every
like
day,
a
Danny.
month from SWC, basically.
we're
So
getting
here's your
closer to the
roadmap.
next
Keep your
season.
eyes on it. We're working towards SWC. I mean, it's literally right there. We're not even at the top of that chart anymore. We're on like the second dot, which is crazy. So time is flying, and there's a lot of good content between here and there for the SPL. So make sure to check it out. Get hyped for Smite World Championship. And yeah, I mean, you're going to be hearing us hype about it for the next month. So one last thing to end on is as you're getting ready for SPL, obviously you're going to want to show up and root for your favorite team. So make sure to pick up an SPL hoodie. We have brand new hoodies available. They're pretty dope. I'm a
sick.
super big
Oh
fan.
my goodness.
Right? Look at the color pattern. It's beautiful. So.
Yep.
But yeah, make sure to head over to shop.hyrostudios.com/SPL.
The SWC
and
ticket did
pick
sell
up your
fast.
merch for your
They did
favorite
sell
team.
really
and
fast.
make sure to hurry,
Like in a day or
hurry
something,
and order
or
quick.
two.
Because if you want to rock this during SWC, if you're going and you want to show up and show out for your team, you're going to have to make sure it gets shipped to you in time. And we are, again, getting close. Time is running out.
I wonder how many total
that'll
tickets
do
they
it
ended up selling.
for community news, but we have some quality of life stuff to talk about. We have some juicy bits this time, and the first
There
of
we
them
go.
is going to be something we're calling Unlimited Conquest Ranked or something like that. I'm going to let Lermy talk about
Yeah,
it.
that sounds like an
she knows
undone
more.
Elo cap.
So Unlimited Conquest, this is going to be an experiment that we're going to run in the Ranked Conquest section of
Maybe
Smite
not.
for 1 week.
I thought that meant
going
they were
on from
undoing
the
the Elo
13th
cap.
of December to
Damn.
the 20th, where basically 3 times a day, every 8 hours, a queue is going to pop. And this queue is going to allow you to group up with any amount of teammates that are within your MMR range, of course, so still following those normal rules. But we're going to have people go in parties of any size and see, you know, what kind of exciting stuff happens, how people think that this mode is going to
Ranked Joust will be
feel. I mean, you know,
disabled.
it's been a long time since
Remember
we've
when
had
I told
any
you
other
guys
size with
nobody
duo
plays
queues
Joust?
in
Yeah.
Ranked, so it's an exciting experiment that we're going to do to see, you know, what the community feedback is on this.
Yeah, exactly. So the big thing is, you know, you still have to be in range with your party members,
Yep.
just like normal ranked setup and all that kind of stuff. So making sure that you're close enough. to
They're
vision,
straight up turning
you know,
off
MMR,
ranked
all that kind of
conquest
good
for a
stuff.
week,
But
bro.
We're really excited to see how the players respond and how much they enjoy these queues or what changes they would want to see made.
It's only
going to
pop 3 times a day.
Roughly
Wild.
every 8 hours from the 13th to the 20th of December.
Wild.
Also worth noting that Ranked Joust will be disabled during this time,
Yes.
during this experiment. So when you're looking for Ranked Joust, it won't be available. But you and your 2 friends that were going to be queuing Ranked Joust can simply queue Ranked Conquest together during that time where you normally wouldn't be able to. So, obviously we're not worried about, we're not trying to get rid of Ranked Joust or anything like that, I swear. It's just because it's an experiment.
Just a trial.
We just want to see what's going on with this Ranked Conquest, want to try and get people in there. And I'm excited to see it. How does it feel?
It's a little bit about getting rid of Ranked Joust.
A full squad. Everyone
one of the least
misses
popular
those
game
full
modes in the
pre-made
game. It's a
Conquest
little
the
bit
queues
about
from way back in the day. I see complaints about that all the time. Does it feel good to play with a party of 4 or against a party of 4 or as a party of 3? There are a lot of really cool insights that we can learn from this week. So definitely encourage everybody to queue up with as big of a party as you want to that you can during those times. I think it's going to be fun.
For a couple more specifics, though, to go into that, this will be a separate queue from normal ranked. So if you do want to still queue normal ranked, you can still do that. That's not something that we're taking away at any point.
Yep.
Because
but
they are
again, this will also
terrible.
take your current ranked conquest into account. So your rank, your TP, your MMR, all that stuff will be updated for any progress that you make in these games. So it's not like these don't count for anything. Of course, these still count for things.
You'll
You'll still be getting your grind on, right? You can get some leaderboard progress and all that good stuff. But again, it'll still count towards all that stuff. So if you want to do it, it's happening 3 times a day. So make sure you check out those times, whatever time zone you're in.
has got a script
and
3 times a day.
Because we're really excited. It really feels like another way to play.
When you and your boys queue up and you end up against Barracuda and gang and you get stomped into the floor, you'll realize how not fun it is, how fast.
Roll up. And take down whatever the squad you get up against.
You're going to learn today.
Good. And, obviously we just went over a lot of information. If you're curious or you missed some of that, obviously you can rewind the VOD or you can head over to the update notes and check out all of that written in text version. And, again, track those times, get ready to try it out, and let us know what you think. This is very much a trial, a test. We want to see what y'all like. And instead of just asking you, hey, does this sound cool? We figured might as well just do it. So
let's get that data going.
Yeah, let's get that data going.
Learn
we like
today,
the charts
Brownie.
and graphs with lines and stuff. So
we do be loving that.
We do be loving that. So cool. 2 more pieces of quality of life news. One of them, y'all have heard me say this before. I love saying it every update I get to. We have more God avatars available. You'll earn them the same way that you always have. I'm talking so fast because I'm excited. So just get into a game, play as, with, or against the gods whose avatars are available for unlock. And
I
after
really
3 games,
thought it
boom,
was the
you have
ELO
what, 2
cap
games or
removal.
it's a number of games.
thought.
You earn them for free though, so it's cool.
Unlimited
so just
conquest.
Play games and earn free stuff. I always love to say that. And the last thing, this is kind of big news actually.
Hard.
We've talked about things like this before.
Disappointing
as always, we're going to keep an eye on it. We're not just saying, cool, done, bye, forever. We have fixed the PS4, PS5 Pro Lobby texture issues. So
let's go.
That's POG. That's been a problem for a while now. And again, we're not just saying, nice, we fixed it, and then kicking it out the door and never thinking about it again. We're going to keep our eyes on it. And, please give us feedback if you're still having problems. But should be fixed, hopefully. So fingers crossed. We've really been hammering on this. Our QA teams have been crushing it and trying to repro these problems and get them solved. So
absolutely,
we love the feedback and thank y'all so much because it helps us find these problems and get them solved. So cool, but that's quality of life for you right there. So that's some pretty good stuff. Damn. Next up, we're getting into one of my favorite sections of the update shows because I just love looking at stuff. We have the skin section.
I was really hoping we were going to get
stare at me for just a second longer because we're starting off with the Yule
Fest
Fest event. We're in the season of giving again. As I talked about, the 12th month of the year, a good holiday season, a good time to be cozy and warm, and the Yule Fest event is back. For those of you who have seen this before, it works similarly to prior years. There are going to be skins available for purchase, Yule Fest specific skins, and as you get them, you'll obviously get the skin, duh, but you'll also get gifts that you can give to your friends or other players in post-match lobbies. So those are a variety of different gift tokens or gift chests you can give to people. So all of the rewards are listed obviously on the patch notes, but you can get in there, get the skins, and get gifts for your friends and spread the warmth this holiday season. We are super excited to promote these type of things because Smite's all about its community and all about people playing together and bringing people together in the gaming community. And an event where you get to I got something for me, but now I get to give something to somebody else, just always feels cool to do. So make sure to check it out. But of course, there are skins in this, and now we get to talk about the cool skins and see the cool skin art, starting with, and this is an exciting one, Lunar Lightning Ishtar.
Let's go!
Ishtar's first skin!
I'm so excited for this skin. It is unbelievably cool. And just as we're looking at this right now, she's got the purple lightning, dude. That's so cool.
It's so cool.
Oh man, so excited.
It was really
to see
a
this
lot
one.
of features.
Huge
quality
shouts
of life things that could have
to
been
the boy
done.
Titan
Really
Cinnamons for working on this skins
skins
effects because they are absolutely gorgeous. You have got to pick this one up and
really
see it in game
with.
because it is
I'm actually
unreal.
flabbergasted.
I'm already blown away by the arrow that has that like perpetual spinny
Out of
motion
all
thing
the time
going
they
on.
could have put this
that
stuff
is super
into.
cool.
That was what we put effort
let's hear the
into.
voice line.
Alerts from Sector 7.
That's an ugly
Well
skin.
then, looks like it's time to suit up and take out some invaders. Ready up, squad. We've got an urgent distress signal to attend to. Let's go kick some alien butt! Leader of the Galactic Federation's 45th Fleet, Ishtar.
Dang. That is cool. So she's like, I'm guessing she's like a alien hunter or like a protector of
She's
some
like
kind?
a galactic bounty hunter, more or less, but she's employed by like a federation of galactic travelers. So she's really there to keep people safe, and she certainly will.
Yeah, I bet. So, I mean, and just to call out some highlights on this skin, too, I've had a lot of people tell me this has great FX internally when I was asking people, like, hey, like, what are you proud of? Several people said that the FX are really cool and they're proud of them. But also some audio stuff. A lot of the key ingredients for the skin's audio were, like, sword impacts
you got
and
a wide
scrapes and
stand,
stuff.
don't you?
They also use, like, wavetable synthesizers.
She's ready.
Processing
She's ready
through
to go.
granular delays and spectral process. So a lot of audio words there that some of y'all might understand. But what it sounds like to me is they put a lot of work in and really played with synth and wave sounds to make this skin sound futuristic, but also still heavy, not all light and floaty. So, you know, I think Ishtar, first skin, might as well see it in game, you know? Like, it's
so
worth
cool.
it.
Yes, there she is. Look at those swords glow. Oh my goodness.
So cool.
Super.
Yeah. Chris did a great job on these effects for sure, and the sounds definitely, you can tell that a lot of care was put into them in particular for this skin. Ishtar sounds are so noticeable and iconic already, even though I feel like she hasn't been in the game for that long. Like I think of her sound design as one of my particular favorites, and to bring it to the next level with this skin, I think is really awesome.
Yeah, when Chris was telling me about this skin, because he was the point of FX on her initial release as well, he was just so excited talking about all the really cool things that he could sneak into this skin between the little visor on her face and the various arrows. He was just going off, and I was excited as well because obviously, I mean, Ishtar is one of my little favorite characters that I've had the chance to design. So we got to make that first skin awesome as heck, and we certainly did.
I super agree. If everything from the enthusiastic sound design from our incredibly great sound designers to like the way that the lightning is like technological in nature, it has all those like squares and like shapes to it. Absolutely gorgeous. Super excited to see this one.
I love all the
in-game.
sounds.
Again, this is part of the Yule Fest event. So next up, another Yule Fest event skin. We have Infinite Wave Poseidon.
Yeah, this one. I mean, come on.
Oh my God.
Come on, man. These Infinite Wave, like this type of skin line has already quickly become one of my favorites. Yeah. And Poseidon, you know, look, we know he gets a lot of skins. It's because they're cool, and everyone seems to love them.
Tough.
This is like a perfect combination of, you know, fantasy, nature, a little bit of sci-fi. You get a big Kraken beast that gets released, all that kind of stuff. Like it doesn't get much better than that. I think the skin's amazing.
I would happen to agree. And I mean, it's just, like you said, Poseidon does have a lot of skins, sure, but you have the Kraken, you have all those cool wave effects. It's just always awesome to see these skins. So.
Oh, look at the gold on that. Oh my gosh.
Wow, yeah, that pops.
And the water. Oh my God. Can we talk about the water for a second, you guys?
Because my man's is not touching the ground.
A couple of other skins with this theme.
Yeah, cannot, will not.
He won't do it.
It's fine.
So you always have to have Poseidon on some type of water or something in order to keep him off the ground.
Who knows what that is? It's beyond mortal comprehension this time.
Yeah.
It does not look anything like the card art at all.
That's just the safest association I can make. So let's hear the Poseidon voice lines.
Mortals cannot comprehend the scale of the battle ahead of us. May we resolve
I
this,
knew what that voice back was
ripping
going
our
to sound like,
quickly.
and I could have nailed it with 100% pinpoint accuracy before it ever talked.
I am the only.
The reason why I know that is because this voice pack is on 12 other Smite guys.
Space, time, it all flows by my hand.
So, wow.
So sick.
Yeah, he's proud of his control over space and time, it seems.
Wouldn't you be?
I guess I would be.
Why are these in the
just to highlight
holiday
a few
skin
things
pack?
too about this. Obviously,
It's
there's,
the
like,
holiday
our audio designers are really proud of a lot of these
cosmos,
skins, and they should be, obviously.
Yep.
And
Don't
I thought this
limit
one was
your
really cool
holiday
because when they were
season to
making this,
Christmas
obviously he comes
trees.
from a water
All
background.
right?
His character's base is water, so they had a
What
lot of
about
fun balancing
Christmas
fantasy
Universe
nature and
Eve?
sci-fi to kind of make the
All
audio
right?
for this.
Merry
Where they pulled
Cosmos!
elements
Merry
from
Chrysler!
rivers, waterfalls, oceans, and even like anvil and sword impacts to make the audio for this. So. Again, shout out to our sound designers and how much effort and love they put into like every single skin they talk about. You can tell they're not like, oh yeah, I made some audio and pulled from this pool. It was cool, I guess. They always have details and references, and we get passionate people.
I am not over the fact.
Oh, yeah.
So one more skin, and now this is the reward skin for the Yule Fest event. So this is exciting. We have Spellblaster Charybdis coming up.
Yeah, this skin's incredible.
Look
So good.
how good.
So many ranked changes that could be done to this game.
Aesthetic, right, where she's adorable,
And
but she's also got
the
this
effort
little,
that we put our time
where
into
she is casting
was
some kind
3,
of Sure,
5 mana
you
cubes
know,
a
she's
day,
a regular like witch or something,
and
something
disabling
wrong,
ranked
and
house.
she's got this giant monster arm. But,
I
mean, the monster
I'm
arm just
so
gets cooler every single
flustered
time
by
that we
it.
skin it because
So
this guy
flustered.
is cool as heck. Look at him.
Oh my gosh, that's
Woo!
so great looking.
I'm
Terrifying
flustered.
and cute at the same time.
It's perfect.
Literally
I
so
just can't get
flustered.
over the hat. Like,
Yeah, I love the
The
hat.
hat
the
is
maw
awesome.
hat.
Yep. It's so
You're telling me we have time to do that, and we don't have time
And all the colors
to
too.
type
like,
in a
the
bigger
blue
number for
really,
the
really
elo
pops.
cap?
I like the like light.
We don't got
light
time
color of
for
the
it?
hair. It just, I love, like you said, I love these Charybdis skins because especially
This
the
company
like her
sucks.
outfit is already intricate and great looking.
Man.
Yeah, but the monster, the maw, every time they change that up, because even look, her shoulder plate has like the teeth
Crazy.
jags on, like
Yep.
everything
So
about
cute.
it.
And not a traditional dagger in her right hand like
crazy.
she normally holds.
Yeah.
Has the little wand right
Got a
there.
wand. I
So,
mean,
Don't
spells.
She's
understand.
slinging spells.
yeah, it's a really cool, unique twist on Charybdis.
Dear
and,
Lord, baby
like Lenny
Jesus,
said, every time
let my
Charybdis gets a new skin, I feel
overprime
like the team
career
gets,
be successful.
A cooler idea and
For
and
both
a better
my
way
heart
to
and my
execute on it
wallet
for the monster. So,
need it to be
just
true.
Really impressed as always.
Hype, hype. Well, let's hear the voice lines.
Brewing potions is so boring. Let's go cast some fire spells or something. I'm going to be the most powerful witch in the world. I'll show them. I'm not a novice.
Okay, I feel better. I got it out.
I'll
I got it out.
prove it.
She's got something
For
to
now.
prove and a desire to fling magic sporadically. There you go. That's the word. So again, I love this. I love seeing the maw in action. So we're gonna go in game for this one too. We have to.
Let's go.
I was hoping we would.
Look
Look at that.
Oh, look at how she's flinging those spells. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is super cool.
Very, very cool whenever a character can change their traditional weapon. Really gives the skin a really unique feeling. And speaking of unique, how about the runes there as she's like diving into the ground?
Yeah.
Little spell plus monster action.
That one after
Amazing.
the last round.
So sick. And it's got some of those water feelings through it too, so she's not really losing that because of course she's got to splash out that magical watery spell. So
Yeah.
it's hitting all the right vibes for me.
It is. Like, I love it. And like you said, I love when they take a character and they make something that's totally different from what they usually are, like the knife throwing to the spell casting. Like, it's so cool to reach outside of what it is already and create things that it could be.
Hey,
And
we
I think
got
they did that incredibly
sound.
here. They really brought a new vision.
Wait,
to
they
life with
turned
this.
on the
Plus, this color
audio.
palette is just like a slam
Oh,
dunk.
it's
Oh, yeah.
beautiful.
How could you ever dislike this like light
Fade
blue
in the
to
audio,
pink
fade it
and
in.
all, purple in between, like all that kind of stuff. Like
So sick.
it's just always gonna be
And
a dunk.
if I can make a request to our driver, can we get the laugh emote, please?
Uh-oh, laugh emote.
Because it's so good. Look at the little guy.
Look at the little-
Yes.
I love his colors. So,
Yep.
and again, our sound people with all the crazy stuff. This one's kind of cool because they apparently worked with a delicate balance of like chimes and like wind ambiance noises through synths to get the audio for this. And it's just, I don't know how you come up with stuff like that. I'm like, all right, so in game you're gonna have a bat, so you need to have the noises that a bat makes.
Right.
And they're like, oh yeah, we took a synthesizer and we downplayed some audio wind tones, and I'm over here just like starstruck, like wow.
Yeah.
I'd have never thought of that.
No,
So
certainly not.
I'll say it 100 times. Shout out to all of our teams. So that's going to do it for the Yule Fest event. Again, this is the reward skin, so as you get the other skins throughout the event, make sure to check those out. And skins will be releasing every bonus update in our 6-week update, so we'll get to that a little later. But next in line, now this one's a little cool. Let's see if y'all saw this one coming. We have another Monsters Cat skin with Tokyo Machine Loki.
This card art is incredible.
It's so good. It's so good. Like,
oh man.
Now I see the Christmas.
I didn't know Loki was hanging out with so many cool friends.
He's got a lot of them.
Yeah.
But this seems like a very chill crowd to hang out with. And I would love to hang out with.
One of the best parts of the skin is that Tokyo Machine himself actually did get to collaborate with us a little bit on the voice pack for this skin, and he's actually the one talking in the voice pack, which is incredible that we got him to actually voice his own skin. So, I mean, you just gotta check this skin out because it is insane. The level of detail and all the fun effects.
Ironically,
that
that card art
daggers, dude.
had more
so
in-game
cool.
sound effects than some of the things we watched earlier.
God, the color palettes that they choose for these like Monster Cat crossover, because oh wow, the back of that jacket is incredible.
That's
wow. But no, I love the color palette for these and the way that they mix in like the audio related stuff, because I mean these are musicians, you know, they're talented musicians. So to see the reflections of that in these skins is always so exciting for me.
Yep.
So I just absolutely love it, and let's hear those voice lines we were just hearing about.
Let's go, Toki crew! It's time to press play. All right, enough time in the Zen Zone. Let's get this party started. Tokyo Machine.
Super duper excited. I think again, just another super cool skin. Absolutely love Monster Cat crossover stuff, and you know what? I want to go in game and see it. I want to see the music effects. You know, I can't stop myself.
Yeah, this skin, you know, obviously if you're a fan of Monster Cat and Tokyo Machine and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure you're already unbelievably excited. But for those people who might not be as familiar with Tokyo Machine's work, the look at it, the look of it, even like outside of the references and all that kind of stuff, is still really, really incredible. So it's a really cool way to introduce people to some really great music and put a great skin in the game at the same time.
Yeah, not to mention that some of Tokyo's Machine songs rather have been played, you know, during the breaks between the SPL when we were using the Monster Cat partnership that we had with them. So you've probably heard some of his music before if you have watched the SPL, because I mean it's just incredible. It's some of the best techno music that I have listened to. Like the EDM of his style is just so much fun. It really gives you energy when you listen to it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get in trouble if I'm wrong, but I feel like doesn't he also pull a lot of inspiration or like some of the tonalities from like video game stuff, like video game. Yeah, so there's a lot of that influence in the work too. So like as somebody who grew up playing a lot of games and enjoying game soundtracks, like to see those made into a different style of music, like to see that influence in the music is incredible. So yeah, definitely check out this skin in the Monster Cat chest when it comes into the game, and that'll be literally next week. But also make sure to listen to some Tokyo Machine. You know, we might as well turn on the playlist, lock in the skin, win some games.
And you do play better if you listen to the music and play the skin at the same time.
Unwritten buff, yeah. So super cool. So next up, now this is kind of exciting. Those are all of the week one. That's all the week one stuff. Super excited to have talked about all of it.
Excited.
Next up, we actually have something happening December 19th. So this isn't coming yet. Be prepared. But we got a Twitch drop coming up, or a Prime Gaming loot grab actually. That's really exciting, and those are SPL skins, and there's a bunch of them.
They're back. They're back. We get to put on the sunglasses again.
Yeah.
And the headsets and the all that good stuff. The T-shirts.
So yeah, let's check those out here in just a sec. We will. Again, these are all right. There you go. So there are 8 of them, one for every team. So you know, buy your hoodie, represent your team in person.
These are the skins that already
represent your team in game.
Right?
Now, again, these are a Prime Gaming drop. Now it says claim now. That's not quite true. This art is just so good. I wanted to show you because it shows them off all at once. It is December 19th, so it's right around the corner. You have the QR code there, so save this image, screenshot the page right now, save it, scan that QR code on December 19th, and you will get all of these in one go. So super excited, and again, absolutely incredible. You get all of them at once. You get to rep your team for free if you have Prime Gaming, all at once. Super love it. So the next thing, so we're gonna stay on track with SPL and SWC. Is SWC Thanatos.
Those are for sure.
So this isn't in game yet.
Okay.
Super excited. We have the art for you here. Look at that. That's, I mean, SWC Challenger Thanatos, super cool. But this is actually going to be a Twitch drop in January. So when
what's happening in January, Dandy?
What's happening in January? Well, it's going to be the new year, and it's going to be SWC in person. Hashtag Worlds with Fans.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
So again, this skin is going to be.
Surprised they brought up the Worlds with Fans thing.
Gaming drop. I can't think of words. I'm just.
Oh, no,
I've talked about so many things that my
it.
brain is like recessing. I'm
All
already in
exciting
SWC.
too, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you think about Worlds, you think about the people that come in the challengers, as you might say, to get the hammer. So.
Yep.
This guy's doing it, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And again, it's going to be a Twitch drop. Just for watching during SWC, you'll be able to earn this skin in game, along with a bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to get into now. I don't like to spoil surprises. I teased this already for y'all. I mean, I wanted to get you something, but there will be a whole variety of SWC related Twitch drops for tuning in and watching SWC. So keep an eye out in the future. We'll be releasing more information about that down the line.
Please be on more than just the Smite Game channel.
We're super excited for it. So before we leave the skin, let's hear some voice lines for it.
Please.
I'll never forgive the ones who made me this way for their dark trials.
We'll find out.
All of you are the disease, but I am the cure.
I haven't heard anything about it, so we'll find out.
It just sounded so good I wanted to hear it. That last one always makes me laugh. So
that's awesome.
Super cool, super cool.
We'll see if content creators are allowed to get those drops as well.
We're moving into the very first bonus update.
We haven't been told anything
that'll be
about
down the
it.
way some. You can see the exact release date on the update notes, but that'll be the first at the little 2-week mark and or 3-week. My brain again is totally fried. But we have more Yule Fest skins coming with that.
Yes.
And the first of those is Fox Girl 9 Daji.
This skin is adorable.
So adorable.
Very, very amazing, for sure. Again, that's the same. You go light blue and some pinks and some purples, and it's gonna look good. Like it just always is an aesthetic. But getting that little bit of neon, like yellow green there on the claws to switch it up a little bit, really, really awesome.
And the stars too. I mean, she's got the stars in the tail, but that's not even to mention
finally
the effects
a
going on. You
festive
guys
skin.
will have to check this one out though, because it feels incredible to play, and that's a huge props to the FX team for making every single one of the hits and the various attacks that Daji does just feel so cute and so fun.
So cute, you say. I'm gonna get torn to shreds by this skin later. But if it's cute,
She's gonna love it.
It's cute, so at least you'll be like, all right, well, okay.
Nothing you can do about that.
The thing about
let's hear the voice
Neon's
lines.
colors
Just leave it to me.
in Smite
I'll spread all the
is that
kawaii
Smite's
love.
engine is so old that it has a
This
hard
place
time
isn't
with it.
nearly as
So they all
colorful
end
as
up
I thought it would
faded,
be.
and she's got like urine yellow fingers,
Hello,
bro. It's the
cuties.
piss master. She's the piss
She called me
master.
cute. It's over for me. All right. So yeah, super excited about that. Again, that'll be a Yule Fest skin coming with the first bonus update, as well
They
as
never
another
work.
Yule Fest skin, Hell Raider Hercules.
Yeah, this one is really, really sick.
It's
Like
so
the first time I saw this
cool.
card art, I was like,
Oh my
dude, I
God.
have to absolutely
tough.
gun it down as
That's a
Hercules.
tough one, man.
Immediately.
So we've got the cute, and we've got the creepy, crazy, scary, awesome, badass.
Yeah, badass is what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
yeah.
that
This
line.
All of
man,
those.
like if you're in an undead battlefield and then you see this guy
Oh.
step up and
That skin
do that
actually looks
battle
like the
cry,
card art. Good for them.
I'll see you later.
Yeah,
I'm
this
out of
guy
there.
is the
Look at
boss.
that. It
You
actually
have
looks
to
like
get
the
through
card
all his
art.
minions before you get to him, but it's not going to be an easy fight.
No, and you won't be getting through him either.
No, probably not. Those I just can't stop staring at the horns. They're magnificent. I don't know. Like,
Look at the mace. Like it's like an axe. The blue parts are like if you got rid of these skulls, which of course Hercules wouldn't, it
Yeah.
would just be this really sick looking battle axe. But now he's got these skulls on each side to turn it into the full mace, and it's just awesome, dude. I love this skin.
He's
Yeah.
got the 3 S's.
It
of a
does
very
have
cool
big
skin. He's got the
Ymir
spikes,
vibes.
He's got the skulls.
I actually thought it was I thought it was kind of a tiny Ymir at first.
Not
Not
the
gonna
third
lie.
S. That's what it's.
I was gonna say swag, but I mean, hey, whatever you
Hey,
want.
that one works too.
Yeah.
Let's hear the voice lines.
My blood boils. I crave nothing more than to tear these weak foes limb from limb. I can smell the mortals clinging to their pathetic lives. It is my pleasure to relieve them of their fear and agony. This world will crumble by my hand.
That wasn't very cute.
Understood.
Chills. Chills.
Yeah, so, you know, we're definitely trying to hit the far ends of the spectrum with this this bonus 1 Yule Fest drop. Because they're
spinning,
super adorable.
Sure.
And, he wants to crush our souls, too? Okay, cool.
Yeah, not just your bones, but also your spirit.
Yeah, basically all of the things that can be crushed. So, cool. So next up, so that's it for the
Yule
Yule Fest. Those 2 are going to release in bonus update 1. The other skin coming in the 9.12 bonus update number 1 is a skin that I am just so excited for. We have Gecko Taverner Cabrakan.
Just look at the little geckos.
The little geckos.
All of the little buddies hanging out, hanging around.
Dude, who gave this little guy in front this little rubber ducky inner tube?
He has little floaties on, too.
Who gave him that? Because I want it. I'm the guy in the front. Everyone tag yourself. I'm the one in the front left upset that I didn't get the rubber ducky inner tube.
I'm
and
the one
floaties.
dabbing at the top.
I was about to say, yeah, the dabbing one. Yeah, I guess I'm the one that can't swim. I don't know. That's me.
Lucky you, man. You got the best thing.
I got the little ducky though. Look at him. He's so cute.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this skin.
Everyone is very lucky that I'm not in charge of what skins get made because every single god would receive one of these skins before we did anything else. I would stop all other skin production immediately and make every god have at least one of these gecko skins, and then we can move on.
How many geckos do you guys spot? I see 3 at least, and that's not even counting the various.
I don't have anything against the gecko skins. I just get very concerned for the voice acts because they've all been horrible
and he's got
so
like a little
far.
tiki bar going on.
Yeah,
he's making some tropical drinks or
doling
something.
out drinks, dude. Look at that little. I didn't even see the blue guy at first, and
he's just hanging out.
Yeah,
sleepy guy.
The sleepy guy up top's what I just noticed.
Wait, where's the third one? I only see the.
It's on top. He's laying on top.
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
Oh, that's the sleepy guy. He's snoozing.
Oh no, look at how sleepy this little blue guy is in the middle.
That's true. It's because they've been partying all day, you know.
Yeah, true.
A tavern that takes you.
Been there, blue guy.
Give him a deep voice.
It's a tavern that takes you home when you're done, like when you're done partying. That is incredible. So let's hear the voice line.
Gecko.
Sand, sun, and most importantly, drinks.
Absolutely not.
Oh, the smoothie bar is now open. Come on
I
by
will
to
not
grab
have
some
this
delicious
spamming
drinks.
you rock
You
cancel
know
that
you
in my
want
rank games. I
to.
just won't have it. See, that
Drinks
kills
are
it
on
for
me.
me. I get that it's fun and it's like in
I think you might
theme,
like drinks, guys.
Yeah,
but I can't have my solo laner spamming okay, and
you need to be refreshed. Like, go on antioxidants. You gotta power up for the
I
battleground.
can't do it.
So,
You're getting muted every game. You pick the skin.
Let's hop in and see the gecko live in an action.
We're going in.
I know how
Oh my
Fly
God.
players use VGS.
Yes, look at the little guy.
He's so sleepy. Is he face down too? What a mood.
He's
What
tanning.
a
Okay,
mood.
listen, he's got a tan.
Yes, and it wasn't the amount of smoothies that he had.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the color that lights up when he uses one, that's incredible.
That's so
And there's like
cool.
fruit effects too. He's like smashing out
Yeah,
bananas
can we talk
and
about
apples.
the fruit particles coming out? Like,
so
I mean, it might be a little bit wasteful, don't get me wrong, but I'm here for it.
No. There's everything that hits the ground is transported to
Oh my
the
God, are
divine
those all little
compost bin.
geckos? I'm sorry to interrupt, but look at those guys.
No, you're right too.
Oh my God.
They're so adorable.
I can't.
I like too that those. Oh wow. Yeah, see that's him making the smoothies. Right
You're right. You gotta mix
I
it
just
up.
want to know about the adventure.
Come back.
I just want to know about the new adventure.
It's awesome.
They said it's a
didn't really
PvP adventure.
I love.
And maybe
I
that
love
could be
this
fun for December.
design
I
more
agree.
than I ever thought.
I want to know.
They're incredible.
Like we made one like forever ago. and they're
Gray
like,
rectangle.
that's pretty cool. And then people were like, yeah,
obstacle.
that's really cool. And we were like, you know,
That was
right.
that
this
is
really
in
cool.
fact a low
So,
ass
every time
effort
one of these pops
Cabrakan
up,
ball.
I'm so excited for it. Especially the smile in the back. So
Hey
you feel
guys, they
good-
buy
you feel good
everything. You think we
playing.
should put any effort into the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
just make it a gray blob.
tell?
Make it look like a
So super
fourth
cool.
grader's
So that is the last
clay
skin coming in the 9.12
project.
bonus update number 1. But this is a 6-week update, as I mentioned earlier. So we have a
Stupid
bonus
idiots will
update
buy anything.
2. So Yule Fest will return with 2 more skins in the 9.12 bonus
haven't
update
spent
2.
any money on Smite
and one
in
of
years,
those 2 skins
so
is AP15
not to brag.
Apua, or Apua,
My boy.
Oh,
the boy.
that looks sick. He's like a little hacker man going on with all that stuff going in the background.
Yeah, very.
retro.
You know, this skin very reminiscent of a lot of iconic AI stories of AI gone wrong. You know, he was initially there to help just clean out your typical PC, all that kind of stuff, and now he's decided that it's actually humanity is the one that needs to be cleaned, not all the hard drives that humanity owns. So
Yeah.
it's just what happens when AI gets around. You know, it goes evil, like whatever. Everyone knows that's how it goes.
Standard turn, of course.
But I love the body that he assembled for himself whenever he decided that he had to go on this mission. Was just
I think he's Thaw's little brother.
All the old PC parts that he
Thaw's,
found lying around.
I think it's Thaw's little brother.
This is a PC build that I don't think many people could emulate.
No,
you know, like,
yeah, you're not finding these
really
on,
cool
on Part Picker for sure.
And this is why pre-built isn't as good.
Yeah, you can't get these results.
Right.
So I love the like Hackerman face too, because it has the green
it's
tag.
It's so cute.
It's awesome.
I absolutely love this. Let's hear the voice lines for this one.
Scanning area. No intelligent life detected. This will be easier than projected.
It's a visual representation.
Organic destruction imminent.
Viruses.
Now to collect their final words.
I can't make you laugh, bro.
Humanity's destroyer.
So I was in a bit of a mood when I wrote this voice pack, as you can probably tell. But the voice actor did such an incredible job. You know, we were talking about what type of effects to add to the voice and all that kind of stuff, and barely added any because the voice actor did such a great job. I wish I would have wrote his name down beforehand. But all that timing and tone change and all that kind of stuff really gave it a lot of life, and I think it turned out really, really well. Super excited to use it in game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I know, I mean,
the super is spreading. It's contagious.
The sound design, they were obviously there's a lot of cool things you can do.
I always knew that Dandy was contagious.
So they really tried to pull some cool retro PC sounds, including like hard drive SFX with the staff. So just listen in for those, because I'm sure there'll be some nostalgic tones that come through in a skin like this if you grow up around PCs like that, like I and a lot of my coworkers have. So super cool, and the face, I will never get over that face. So
it's so good.
So next up in the Yule Fest event, we have one more skin in 9.12 bonus update 2, which is a mouthful to say. Claw of the Deep Khepri.
Ooh, oh my goodness.
Scary claw man.
He's here to protect you, Smile.
He's definitely not building full damage and running it down.
Certainly not. No. Although my patented auto attack Khepri build would be going hard here.
In a number of arena tests that we've had, and let me tell you, he gets in there.
Don't get COVID.
He's getting a pent on those ships right now. So.
Unrelated to anything that's happening. Just don't do it. Because I feel better, and I guess I just cough for the rest of my life now, and it sucks.
And the fins, too. Oh, that's
really annoying.
Cool. Yeah, I love the
I'm annoyed
little,
for you guys having to listen to me cough all day.
Almost.
I have to listen to myself cough all day, too. I can't even turn off the stupid stream.
So that, you know, it has that still very organic
cough follows me everywhere I go.
But really, really unique and very cool. And I didn't know that putting a fin on Khepri would look so awesome.
Khepri gets lots of cool skins. Khepri's got a good character model.
I also love too how it has this like one kind of coherent.
He's got a good character model.
The dark color palette, but then when he like opens up, it has all those oranges on the inside of the claws and like his legs. It's really cool because you get this contrast between those two colors whenever he moves. So I bet when he uses the like lunge grab attack, you're gonna be like, oh, that's pretty, before you're getting dragged into the enemy team. So.
I just want to stare at the Khepri that's grabbing me for a little bit, just to admire those effects.
Yeah, just a little bit.
They look nice.
All right, let's hear the voice lines.
There is so much to do and see on the ocean floor. Let us show them all of the ocean's marvels. We cannot allow the land dwellers to pollute our waters any further. We must right their wrongs and bring life back to this realm. Guardian of the Seas, Khepri.
Okay.
He will be guarding the seas. It does seem.
And he was protecting in that image. He was just protecting the water from the people.
Okay.
So
they were probably polluting.
They were probably.
Can't be doing that.
So, but now they're at the bottom of the sea, so no problem. They are the pollutants.
And let that be a lesson to all of you kids out there.
Yeah, true.
Don't pollute.
Or you'll get crushed by the giant crab with the orange fins. So, super cool. So we have one more skin in 9.12's bonus update 2, and this one's pretty cool. I like this one a lot. Cannon Crusader Vulcan.
Yeah, this one. Such a cool card
Crusader.
art.
Oh my goodness.
That's a
everyone
baller
loves
card art.
a holy paladin who's going to get in there and do what's righteous and all that kind of stuff.
Whoever did this card art needs a raise. That is some cool ass card art.
He's going to do that.
It's a double whammy.
Yeah, so he can do both for sure. And and do it very, very well.
It is still pretty cool in game.
That shot of the hammer, I mean, this thing looks clean, and the textures on it's got that like little pearlescent shimmer going on.
Normally, I would say that this is a crazy good skin, but compared to its card art, it is a good skin. Compared to all of the skins in Smite, it is still crazy good. I still think the person that did the card art deserves a raise. There was no way they were going to perfectly get that card art in the game, because that was wild.
Oh yeah, those are evil purging flames. So
no doubt
admittingly, there's not a lot of the like white color scheme in Smite, actually.
Into the fray!
Not a lot of it.
Yes, I can feel it. This evil must be cleansed. Wherever there is evil, I will destroy it.
I don't think he likes evil.
No, I was about to give a fair warning to anyone evil on the Battleground of the Gods that, when was it, the 9.12 bonus update 2?
Yes.
That's I'd leave by then.
The hard cutoff date, yeah. So those are the skins. You've seen them all. That goes, again, 6-week update. That goes all the way through all of 9.12. So you'll see those on intervals. The exact dates are on the update notes. Make sure to check that out. But so a lot of cool content, but that's not all of it. There's something else really, really big and exciting in this update.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, what's this update called again, Harrison?
Oh god, it's Odin's Onslaught, I think.
What's that though?
I think it's a brand new Smite adventure.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Well, how about we talk about it then, huh?
Yeah.
So we have a brand new adventure coming to Smite with this update, literally next week. That's like 6 days from now on Tuesday. And we're excited to show it to y'all. So, I mean, it's called Odin's Onslaught. It's a brand new game mode, and I could ramble on about it, but I want to let the designers really get in on it. So what is this adventure? Talk us through it.
Yeah, let's get started on this, shall we? So, first thing to talk about here is how many people are you on a team with, Aggro?
It's just you and your best friend, and/or your worst enemy. But
True.
Only one other person. It's just you and one other person.
Teams of 2.
Against a bunch of other teams of 2. Like 4 other teams of 2.
Yep.
So a 2v2, v2, v2, v2. So that's 5 teams of 2.
Yes.
Correct. So
That's
10
a lot.
players.
So they
you
win
all
the-
load in. You
they
get
win
to
the
pick your god,
Medusa
all that kind of
death
stuff.
match.
And you load
Situation.
into one of the most beautiful maps I think that the team has ever come up
Absolutely.
with.
Really?
It's got a bunch of different Norse realms, as you could probably guess by the title of it. It is a Norse-themed mode where you are just trying to accrue as much gold as humanly possible. Greed in this instance is good.
Fair.
Which, as we know, is very different than real life. It's a ton of fun. My personal favorite adventure of all time was the Medusa 3v3v3 deathmatch mode.
Yeah.
And this kind of takes a lot of the really fun elements of that multi-team combat and kicks it up to the next level. It's just you and one other person, and you're fighting to try and complete these objectives around the map. Steal some kills, third party, fourth party, fifth party, some engagements, and it just inevitably at some point it just becomes total chaos.
But that's
and that's
the
like
fun
the
of
best
it.
part.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
When it's
That's
just
the cool part.
I don't even know which team this person's on or this person or this person.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just hitting whoever I'm hitting,
Exactly.
and exactly, it's so much fun. So. Again, like I said, the win condition is that you want to reach a certain amount of gold. It's 35,000 gold in order to be the team that wins. The objectives that spawn around the map are going to give you more gold than just murdering your opponents, but always encourage.
So you don't just want to
obviously.
fight the whole time.
Exactly.
I mean, you could.
You
it's
could.
An alternate win condition.
And I do.
Fair.
But if you want to win, I would recommend doing some of the objectives. So the big one is you want to start with the Norns. So again, a lot of Norse mythology themes. If for those people who are well versed in Norse mythology, these names should be very familiar. You have to clear all the Norns across the map.
Got it.
And that will open up a portal into a new unique zone.
We got portals.
Of the Nastron. So there's 3 different overworld zones, kind of in the outer big village. You've got Alfheim, which is the home of the elves. You got Jotunheim, the wintry home.
I feel
of
like
the
this is
Jotun,
very
or the
complicated
giants.
without
And then
saying it.
Midgard, the more normal, temperate realm of man. So the map is kind of split into these 3 zones.
And, I think we have a mini map too that we can.
Oh yeah, that would be
That
great.
would be very helpful
So yeah, let's
here.
bring
Yeah,
that
it
up.
would be
All
very
right.
Okay,
helpful.
so there you go. Up north, that'll be
a pretty
that'll
big
be
map, it
Jotunheim,
looks like.
Midgard in the bottom right, and then the
pretty
bottom
big map.
left, Alfheim, the autumnal home of the elves or the Alfar. And so you can see that there's a lot of jungle camps to clear, a lot of things to do, but then these Norn spawns, which are the Oracle harpy markings there and kind of near the edge of each of these zones, will drop a very, very strong buff for you and open up that portal to Nastron, to the bleak shore of corpses in Helheim, and it is a bloodbath.
So let's take this step by step, right?
Yeah, go for it.
You and your teammate are going to spawn in one of these 5 corners, and so you can see there's various jungle camps littered about the place. There's also health orbs there. So what you want to do when you start is you want to go from one of those corners that you spawn in, and you want to kind of snake your way over to the Norns, and you'll notice there's 5 corners and 3 Norns. So you're going to have to get ready for that fight that you're inevitably going to have to take when you run into another team at a Norn spawn. So, again, you've got your teammate, you've got your gold. Make sure you're spending it. Make sure you're getting those buffs on the way over there. But one very important detail is that you can stack buffs in this mode. So if you want to have one supportive character and one character that's going to be the hard carry, by all means, that strategy works. If you want to spread them out, depending on where you spawn and which buffs are closest to you, that also works as well. But that is the first thing that you're doing. But there's more than that.
There is more than that, because once you clear the Norns and go into the middle area of Nastron and battle it out in there and get some gold in there, then the roaming Nidhogger encounters begin. So then you can see these little dragon-looking icons there on the mini map.
Excuse yourself.
A little bit to the right the bottom. Excuse me, Jotunheim. Yeah. So you kind of got them all in those little zones.
Yeah, I see them.
And those are the next type of.
This sounds like some Cones of Dunshire rules.
You've got to go kill the big boss, and you got to group up and try and get the finishing blow onto Nidhogger in order to make him drop his scale, which then transitions into another fan favorite adventure type of game, where you have to then take the scale to one of the bases that are marked on the map. So you've got some 3v3v3 deathmatch vibes. You've got some capture the flag vibes all at the same time.
Yeah, you got boss fights, it sounds like.
Yeah, boss fights, all that kind of stuff. So you want to try and capture those scales because those give you a ton of gold for your team, which again is the winning condition.
Yep.
And after you've done 3 of those scale capture mechanics,
I'll check it out.
Then it gets even
honestly,
more real.
They're making it sound a lot nerdier than they are making it sound fun. At the end of the day, I want to kill buffs, I want to kill players, I want to win the game.
One very important thing is that somebody's going to die on this map, right? Obviously. So when you die, you will spawn at a location that's either in the base or a mana fountain that is somewhere outside of the base. And so you can purchase in either of these places, but those are your spawn locations. So you will not always end up at the same place that you initially spawned from. You'll end up somewhere that will put you in a different location. So you're going to have to be ready to adapt on the fly wherever you spawn and just go to the next closest objective. And what I can say from playtesting this a bunch is that you just kind of want to make a beeline to wherever the next Nidhogg is, the North to Norn, whatever it is that you're looking for. Grab the buffs along the way and sprint on over there.
Yep. Get fighting, and I think as we keep talking, I think we also have some screenshots we can cycle through of the map.
Oh,
so
yes,
we're gonna have those roll as we keep talking. But
so pretty.
So pretty.
Yeah, that's Alfheim. Again, have to give a massive shout out to the Environment Art team who went absolutely buck wild on this map. So many different zones and such a unique feeling map. I mean, you can see Yggdrasil there in the middle, the Tree of Life. Just this massive overhanging tree in the middle, and all 3 of these unique zones, they all just come to life in such a fun, unique way. And then, of course, you have the 4th zone in the middle of Nastron. So it's just really incredible. The environment team did a great job. I've got a million shout outs to give here, but we're showing the art.
Look at the scale of that.
It is.
I mean, there's nothing else in Smite that's at this scale.
That's a big
map. It is huge. This map is huge.
It's incredible. But okay, let's take a step back again. We're giving a lot of shouts and a lot of praise about the art, but we still have one more final thing to talk about when it comes to that gameplay.
Really?
And that's when Nidhogg gets defeated 3 times, he retreats back into Nastron, and then you've got to fight him in one final boss fight.
Yes, and it is intense. So another round of Norns will pop up. You've got to kill those in order to open up the portals, and then going through that portal. Normally, when you go into Nastron, you can, I'm done with my thing in here, I'm out. I'm gonna simply walk out.
There's a couple minions in there.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's time for the final battle,
final battle,
you're locked in. So there are no portals out of Nastron once that final encounter begins. So, but it's worth so much gold in order to kill that final boss, and so it's you're not going to be wanting to walk around and clear jungle camps or anything like that on the outside. You have to get in there and get your hands dirty. And for as big as this entire map is, Nastron is a lot smaller. There's a lot.
It's a fighting circle.
Like you could hit. Everyone is getting hit by everything, and it is complete chaos in a totally exciting, fun way. So that really brings the whole mode to this really epic conclusion.
It's really hard to
trying to get that final
visualize.
And then he doesn't just drop a scale.
I feel like it's just gotta be like
he'll drop his skull.
You just gotta play it.
You want to try and. And once he dies, the portal's
It could be really fun.
If you die during that fight, of course, you can respawn and then go through the portal again. I've been through that portal a lot during that fight.
Sometimes you're getting in there and dying, dying. It's a relatively tanky last fight, right? So even if you do die, it's not game over. You certainly have a chance to get back in there, and especially with the way that you spawn, you're always close to a portal.
Yes, exactly. So you can run right back in there and then try and capture that final skull, stop the team that might be trying to capture the final skull, all that kind of good stuff. It brings a lot of the really fun gameplay elements from a ton of different Smite modes and adventures throughout the years, and really combines them in a really exciting and unique way.
In a huge way, too, just on the scale of all of it, really.
Yeah, this is something that the team has been working on for a very long time.
Oh my God,
we are unbelievably excited to be able to share it with you. Excited for our man Hugh, our level designer.
Yes.
This has been his baby for a really long time, and he did a really amazing job. So many different changes were tried, and really pivoting and really flexible, and just really ended up in a really good spot, I think. So big shout outs to Hugh and to Matt, of course, one of our level designers, for putting together a really, really fun, unique mode.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you there. And even thinking back to the months of playtesting that we did, we've tried so many different combinations of things, whether that's queuing up with teammates, whether that's solo queuing into people. And I can just remember one time, we were trying a solo queue test, and I queued into aggro, and obviously, we're decent players, I would say. We're
pretty good.
She's pretty good.
Passable.
I'm inting every game I can.
Yes, well, specifically, we were like, oh God, it just gave us the dream team. And so aggro's like, all right, I'm going to pick Maui. And I was like,
or was that my attack speed Kepri game? Because
it could have been either of those, honestly.
I think I've done both for sure. Yeah, attack speed Kepri did dominate Odin's Onslaught.
Yeah, we went crazy. So that just tells you don't have to pick hunters every game. You don't have to pick mages. You can pick assassins. You can pick warriors. You can even pick guardians.
Yeah.
And they will all work. Any class can work in this. And obviously some classes have better items and stats and things for this mode, which is just the inherent nature of a 2v2 game mode.
Right.
But different strategies are always possible.
Yeah.
And I encourage everybody to try different things, because I can tell you, having played, I don't even know how many it's been at least 30 to 40 to 50 playtests at this point. We've tried almost all of the roster in there.
Yeah.
And it's been so much fun.
What I thought was the best combination when we first started a few months ago to what I think the best combination is now is vastly
dramatically shifted.
So different.
And I think it's going to be really fun to watch players try and come up with what is the best 2v2 that we can do.
Yeah, because we don't really have 2v2 other than Match of the Day, so this is like basically a brand new format of Smite that nobody's really ever played before. I mean, you're playing against 8 people more or less, so you got one buddy on your side, but you've got to be careful. If you are the team ahead, be prepared to be in a Kingmaker situation, because it's definitely chaotic, but in the best way possible.
Yeah, and there are some God bans and that kind of stuff, because it didn't take months and months of playtesting to find out that Aphrodite's pretty good in 2v2s. So the roster is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I think that will open up some really exciting possibilities and that kind of stuff. I'm really excited to just see what people do with it, and I hope that as the players are enjoying the gameplay and the mode itself, which I'm sure they will, they can take a second to look around at the epic scale of the map.
Absolutely.
And I know he was also really focused on the theming of the map and making sure that it felt true to Norse mythology, and having a lot of really great references and that kind of stuff. So a lot of times those types of things can get lost in the gameplay, which is totally fine. We're there to play more than anything else, but just wanted to make it take a moment to really highlight how amazing the work from the environment team and Hugh and Matt was on making the whole thing feel really cohesive and look absolutely incredible.
I mean, this is probably one of Smite's best looking maps to date. Like,
no doubt.
I can't even express. And like Agra said, take a look on the outside of the map when you're just sitting in the base at the beginning. You got a little bit of time to just stare at the environment, and it's always a good time.
Drink it in.
So it sounds like a good time to hop on Lancelot, get on the horse, and just do a lap, you know? You're fine.
Yeah.
Like, sweep in for a third party here or there, but just do a lap.
Lance was a high-tier character in my opinion.
He was pretty good.
We should make an Odin's Onslaught
I'm trying.
We should.
That's what we should do.
PTS this weekend. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll be
Keep
trying
your
this
eyes
out
out.
for sure.
Let
And,
me tell you.
let me tell you, it probably was confusing the way that we explained it. Don't get me wrong. This mode is a little bit complicated, but once you start getting into the groove of it, once you start testing it out, getting your first game under your belt, you're going to understand how much fun this game mode really is.
Exactly. A lot of mini-map pings and really cool little UI assets on, the boss's health bar and where are we in the overall encounter and like all that kind of stuff to really help with a lot of that clarity. And like Lemmy said, anytime anyone's explaining a new thing to you, I feel like it feels very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Get in
info.
there, just run it down, just kill people. You'll figure it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, you'll see the things on the map, and plus, if what we said kind of went over your head, or you're like, man, I zoned out. Well, I don't even know what you said for head. Like
just Q, man.
Yeah, just Q and go to the patch notes. There's a ton of info. Like you said, there are some banned gods, some items that might not have worked out. You can check all of that out on the patch notes. You'll have all the information you need.
will.
And it'll list
How
out
about
stuff for
that?
you as well, but it really is a game mode where you can just queue, have an amazing time, and you get out of the first game and you're like, okay, I get it now.
Yep.
Next time you're gonna be in there knowing like where to hunt down the agenda. It comes like that. So
Yeah, and I know a lot of people will be scared hopping into a queue with a complete random. Don't get me wrong, I feel the same way. But there are a lot of things that you can do to make yourself feel really strong in this mode and work with that teammate, whoever it might be. Bringing a friend is always nice, but queuing up with another random person is a great way to make a friend.
For a 2v2, v2, v2, v2 mode, it is surprisingly solo queuable.
Yeah, for real.
It really is. It really is a mode that you have a lot of agency, even if your teammate isn't doing super well. If you get the secure kill on one of the Needhogger bosses, and all of a sudden you just get a big influx of gold, and you're back in the game, or you kill someone right about to capture a scale, and you turn it in yourself.
I don't trust that word.
You can do a lot, even if you're just queuing by yourself.
You are never out of it either.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of comeback potential in that final boss fight. So
that ain't gonna happen.
Highly recommend, even if you don't have a friend to play with, queue up. You'll make a new friend, and you'll have a good time regardless.
I completely agree.
So we're super excited about that. Again, I mean, you'll be able to get in and try this out in PTS. So like coming up this weekend, basically.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
be ready for that. And then it's not like this update's far away. It's Tuesday. It's literally Tuesday. So get in there. Make sure to play this. Make sure to check it out. And before we go, let's check out a skin. I think there's one more skin that I want to look at.
Yeah, you're right. One more.
There is.
Let's look at the Nidhogg Jormungandr skin. How about that?
Yeah,
Yeah, you might be thinking like, what does Needhogger look like?
that.
Apparently, it looks like that.
Not nice.
That man's right there.
Apparently.
Doing a Yorm.
Still can't
skin
trick me. I ain't
for
saying
someone in his pantheon, all that kind of stuff, but really cranking it up to 11 in the epic scale of this skin. This will be featured, some smaller versions, all that kind of stuff, as the guys you have to kill to get the scales. And then,
Isn't he scary? Isn't
yeah,
he
it's
kind of
He's a
this
fleshy
is your
boy.
final boss that you have to fight, by the way, and it's huge.
He's a
really
fleshy
awesome.
lad.
The whole scale of that map is incredible, and Jormungandr being one of the biggest gods in the game, I mean, certainly contributes to it, and this skin is just epic. I mean, there's no other way to put it. The green flames, the skull face, the boat motifs, I just am in love with the skin.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's incredible. It's horrifying. I love like the shields. I love all the woodwork with the gold trim. And then on the other side, it's like organic and like, and that's gonna be like above you, attacking you while you're doing this boss fight. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's horrifying, and I think it suits so well as a boss. And then you can also get it out of a chest and play it. So it's just incredibly exciting.
Yeah, and play it.
I'm just so stoked for this. And again, it's literally coming next week. Next Tuesday.
Oh,
So-
there was one more team. I almost forgot to shout them out. I can't believe it. The UI team did a ton of work in order to make the 2v2, v2, v2, v2 scoreboard work out well. And like I said, all the UI elements on the boss HP bar and where you need to go and all that kind of stuff. Huge shout out to that team. They put in a ton of work as well.
He's still the same badge.
UI, environment art,
is, my friend.
the level design team, everyone who helped play test and all that kind of stuff. It was a real team effort to get Odin's Onslaught feeling as good as it ended up feeling. And I'm really excited for players to have a chance at it.
Me too. And again, it's just, it has been the culmination of a lot of effort and love over the past, I don't know how many, I mean, the last time I tested it, because I haven't been able to hop in, I was like wearing shorts and sweating in my house. So it was like, it was a lot. They've been working on this for a long time to really perfect it and to nitpick everything they could to make it an incredible experience. And it is. So
it's amazing.
Make sure to hop in and check it out this Friday in PTS and then next Tuesday in live. And
no dying.
Yeah,
just annoying everybody.
And, a little spoiler:
for
Smite Nights for all of December for all this update are going to be themed around this new game mode. So
makes sense to me.
If you play on Saturday, you'll have fun and earn rewards. So. Kind of a win-win. Yep. So make sure to check it out. But yeah, I think that's a wrap. That's what we've got. So it's been a crazy year so far. And if you thought this was a good year full of stuff, don't even. Next year is going to be.
Next year's about to go crazy.
Start getting hyped. Because if you knew the things we knew, you'd do a backflip right now. It doesn't even matter if you knew how, you would. So be ready because that stuff, we're on the way there. But we have one more cool update. Again, next week that we're going to be loving and playing this new game mode basically all the way through. So I guess I have Christmas plans now. So, but thank y'all so much for hanging out, and we'll see y'all in the next show. Later.
Peach it.
Well, I mean, the adventure does look genuinely fun. I bet that'd be pretty action-packed. I wonder how long the games are going to last. Like, it sounds like there's a lot to do. I mean, if those games are lasting like 25, 30 minutes, I mean, it might be more fun to play that than Conquest until the new season, you know what I'm saying? So that sounded fun. Balance was never going to be big because it's the Worlds patch, so it was never going to be a big balance day. It's more like smaller kind of SPL, more so focused changes to make sure that's an enjoyable experience. Outside of that, we didn't get... I was hoping we'd get some quality of life changes, whether it was just like ranked or clans or whatever, you know, just something that like added a little pizzazz to the patch. That still like made some changes for people. Unfortunately, instead, what we got was a 5-man conquest queue available 3 different times a day. And in order to get that in the game, they had to disable ranked joust for the whole week. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know how that like pitch meeting went. But somebody gave a really, really good pitch for an absolutely terrible idea. So at least they put a lot of their character creation stats into charisma, and I appreciate them for that. But that there was a lot of time and a lot of effort put into this idea, when instead somebody could have been like, or I don't know, man, maybe we just like raise the ranked elo queue, since like a bunch of people have been asking us about that. You know, maybe we do that. Or like any of the plethora of other things that people have been asking. It's just like, at the end of the day, there's only so much time they've got to devote to so many things. They've only got so many employees, so there's only so many hours in the day. And there was just a lot of hours that were put into this thing that after a week of testing, it's going to be a bunch of people being like, you know what's not very fun? 5-man conquest queues. Because I missed the one queue, and then I had to wait 8 hours for another queue. And instead of waiting to learn all of that information, they could have just asked me, and I could have just told them. And they could have saved themselves all of the time